Hello everybody, my name is Sasha Alsberg and I'm part of the YouTube community better known as BookTube. We are a smaller, more niche community within the YouTube hemisphere. Yes, we may be small, but we are sure mighty. Although I do find it funny that most of YouTube got a book deal before anybody in BookTube did. And at least BookTubers wrote their books. Okay, that's shade towards only a few YouTubers. Some YouTubers actually did write their books. Anyways, today's video is gonna be dedicated to YouTube and meshing it with our lovely community of BookTube. And I know, wow, Sasha, you watch other videos besides BookTube videos? I know, shocker. I do. I really do. I do have a lot of favorites out there that are beyond the BookTube community. And I was like, I love watching your videos. We'll probably never collab ever. So why don't I kind of bring them into my channel without them knowing it and mesh really popular YouTubers with books. So that's why in today's video I'm going to be recommending books to YouTubers. So it's kind of like a collab, but not a collab because they don't know we're doing this collab. So guys, without further ado, let's get into today's video and recommend some books to some famous YouTubers. Okay, Shane, would you like to come on over here? Hello. So Shane Dawson, everybody. I really love his most recent videos. All of his documentaries are truly phenomenal. And although I do not necessarily like everybody that he features in his videos, I do appreciate a good YouTube video that helps inspire other YouTubers to up their content game. And Shane has definitely done that for me. So recently Shane Dawson has been doing lots of documentary type films on his YouTube channel that feature major YouTubers. And a lot of them have had either controversies or have kind of fallen off the YouTube grind and they want to get back into it. But we're going to be focusing on the more controversial part because because Shane Dawson has been featuring a lot of problematic YouTubers in his most recent videos, I decided to recommend him a young adult book that features a semi-problematic main character in his journey to become a better god. God. So Shane, I think that you would really enjoy The Trials of Apollo by Rick Riordan. Not only is this book amazing, but it's also hilarious, just like Shane Dawson is. But it also has a constant theme within the series about Apollo, who's pretty much been shamed from Olympus by his father Zeus and sent down to the earthly realm to live life as a human and learn from his past mistakes by going through multiple trials and fighting off lots of baddies. So I think Shane Dawson would like this book just because it's about a character who has done some wrong in his past but wants to do better, and it's also just hilarious because you have to admit, whether you like Shane Dawson or not, he has some really good funny moments. So yes, Shane, meet Trials of Apollo. Hope you enjoy it. Next is a YouTuber that I tend to only watch during Christmas. But that's not because I don't like her content, it's just that her Christmas content is amazing. And she is one of the first YouTubers on YouTube to not write a book about themselves, but to write a book that is a fictional book about not themselves. I have read all three of her books. Probably know who I'm talking about, but let me introduce her. Zoella, would you like to come here? Everybody meet Zoella, also known as Zoe Sugg. She has a trilogy out called Girl Online, and yes, I've read every single one of her books. Did I think that they were the next J.K. Rowling? No, but she actually outsold J.K. Rowling in the UK. So, I mean, that's the power of YouTube, I guess. So when I was thinking, what type of books come to mind when I think about Zoella, I of course think contemporary novels. And it just so happens that Zoella wrote a contemporary novel, so I'm like, this is very fitting. And a very popular contemporary novel currently is To All the Boys I've Loved Before by Jenny Han. I think she would really love any of Jenny Han's books. They are really wonderful feel-good books, just like Zoella's Christmas vlogs are for me. And To All the Boys I Loved Before has just been made into a major motion picture on Netflix, and it was so good, and I'm so happy for all the hype it's been getting. It's so well deserved. Talking about OG YouTubers, the next one that comes to mind is Jenna Marbles. Hello, Jenna. Sorry, but you cannot bring your dogs in here. Fraser will want to eat them. Just kidding. But am I? I'm not sure. Jenna Marbles has managed to stay very, very relevant years into her YouTube career. And even when she had a very mild controversy, which it wasn't really even a controversy, she handled it better than most YouTubers would. Laura Lee, Logan Paul. But anywho, whenever I think about Jenna Marbles, I think funny, I think relatable, and I think that she could handle a book that takes a very serious subject, but turns it on its head and makes it funny, but also realistic. So Jenna, I have a treat for you. And that book is The Exact Opposite of Okay by Laura Steven. The Exact Opposite of Okay is all about a main character who is facing some pretty serious crap. Her nudes were leaked because she was in association with a politician's son, and so she had a target on her back, but instead of hiding away, she stands at the forefront. And even though she is not okay, she wants to teach everybody a lesson. I think Jenna Marbles would love this book just because of who she is. She manages to stay serious when faced with lots of difficult issues. Jenna Marbles manages to make realistic videos that are very relatable and, if it needs to be, very serious, but also manages to keep humor involved in her other videos, and she meshes the two together together so well, and that's why everybody loves her. But the one thing I do not recommend is watching her YouTube videos for many years ago of her makeup tips. Go to a makeup blogger for that. Try to find one that isn't problematic. Okay guys, so are we ready for the next YouTuber? David, would you like to come on in? Just please don't shock me with a taser or bring in any bugs to surprise me with. Thank you. Fun fact, David Dobrik literally grew up in the town over from mine, and we have multiple mutual friends. And he was actually in Barnes & Noble at the same time I was, but I was just in the young adult section and he was running through the fiction section. You can see it in one of his vlogs. So if you watch David Dobrik's vlogs and know the Vlog Squad, you know that he doesn't do his videos alone. He makes very entertaining content with him and a bunch of his friends. So that just premise in general sparked a lot of book recommendations in my head, because a lot of books out there really focus on friends and friend groups and how they all mesh well together. But not all of them are David Dobrik's taste in books, I would assume. I don't really know personally though. So the book that I would guess that David Dobrik would love to read if he were a reader, I kind of doubt that just from his school videos. But it's fine, everything's fine. The book I would recommend him would be the Percy Jackson series by Rick Riordan. If you couldn't tell, I think that everybody should read a Rick Riordan book, especially YouTubers. Because David Dobrik, he is a hilarious vlogger. He makes really entertaining content that really pushes the limit, but also does it with his friends, and his friends are his world. Just like Percy Jackson, he definitely does push limits with his friends. And just like David Dobrik carries around a camera, Percy Jackson carries around a pen that turns into a sword. And because Percy Jackson is middle grade, I think it would make it a little bit easier for David Dobrik to get sucked on into this world, I would hope. So David, I hope you like this book. The next recommendation is for a queen of YouTube, and a queen of crying on the kitchen floor, and the queen of a lot of problems, a lot of nudes, and a lot of random content. I guess you can kind of figure out who I'm talking about, huh? Because she's also the queen of pink. And that is Trisha Paytas. Woo! Hey girl. Trisha Paytas has been a staple in YouTube for very many years. If you ask me what kind of content she produces, a lot of different types of genres come to mind. But in particular, she has no shame, and I love that. And because of that, of course, what comes to mind for a book recommendation for Trisha Paytas is definitely some kind of erotic novel. Because she does not shy away from sex whatsoever, especially because she talks about it so much in her videos. So, of course, I want to recommend a book that I know Trisha would love because of the graphic nature of it. And that is 50 Shades of Grey by E.L. James. The BDSM erotica novel that everybody pretty much knows of, and it's pretty much always dubbed as mommy porn. I just can picture Trisha reading this book and being like, relatable or inaccurate. I've tried it. And although it's not a book that is written quite well, I have a feeling Trisha really won't care. I think she would definitely like to reenact some scenes though with her boyfriend Jason Nash. I once was in an elevator with him. He was on his computer. I didn't say hi, but I'm like, oh, that's Jason Nash. Pretty cool. And finally we have the last YouTuber. And I would say last but not least, but he is least. Logan Paul, get your way ass in here. So Logan Paul. The Paul brothers in general. I mean, I guess I can recommend this book to both the Paul brothers, but in particular Logan Paul, because of how nasty of a human being he is, along with his brother. I really don't like the Paul brothers. They're really not somebody that you should ever look up to, people. Never. So because Logan Paul is a trash human, I decided to recommend him a trash book. You know, I was thinking about maybe recommending him a book that will help him grow as a person, but obviously he is not looking into growing as a person, but more so becoming a worse person just for the views. And if I'm offending you by anything that I'm saying, I just speak the truth. It's honest. Okay, Logan. So I have a book for you. Since you like exploiting things like dead bodies, your viewers, women, I decided to recommend you a book that also had a major controversy around it within our community. So I present to you The Handbook for Mortals by an author I'm forgetting the name of. This book, wow, yeah, let's decompress the situation a little bit. Let me just briefly go over what happened with it. So pretty much this book is crap, just in general. But it also hit #1 on the New York Times list, above Angie Thomas, who wrote the amazing novel The Hate U Give. And how did that happen when nobody knew anything about this book? Well, because this author scammed the world. Well, not the world, but definitely the New York Times list, and definitely the book community. But luckily, the West brothers noticed something fishy, and they decided to go and sleuth it up. And it turns out, the author, and her manager, I believe, called Barnes & Noble and many other bookstores and placed orders for tens of thousands of copies of her book, which led to Barnes & Noble reporting the books as sold, which led to her reaching #1 on the New York Times list. I hope I got that right. I may have simplified it way too much, but pretty much this author scammed the New York Times list. And not only that, but she still markets herself as a #1 New York Times bestselling author, even if it was only for 23 hours. So controversial meet controversial. I hope you love each other. Don't forget, I have a book out, which is called ZENITH, the Andromeda Saga. It's Guardians of the Galaxy, but with girls. And who do I recommend this book to? All of you. So guys, we have come to the end of of my video. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to go follow me on Twitter and Instagram. My username is @SashaAlsberg. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!